Never spend your money before you have it. The policy of the American government is to leave its citizens free, neither restraining them nor aiding them in their pursuits. Leave all the afternoon for exercise and recreation, which are as necessary as reading. I would rather say more because health is worth more than learning. The art of life is the art of avoiding pain, and he is the best pilot, who steers the clearest of the rocks and shoals with which it is beset. With your talents and industry, with science, and that steadfast honesty, which eternally pursues right, regardless of consequences, you may promise yourself everything but health, without which there is no happiness. Never trouble another for what you can do yourself. Laws and institutions must go hand in hand with the general progress of the human mind. But whether I retire to bed early or late, I rise with the sun. No instance exists of a person's writing two languages perfectly. That will always appear to be his native language which was most familiar to him in his youth. Nothing is troublesome that we do willingly. The spirit of resistance to government is so valuable on certain occasions, that I wish it always to be kept alive. But this momentous question, like a fire bell in the night, awakened and filled me with terror. Perfect happiness, I believe, was never intended by the deity to be the lot of one of his creatures in this world, but that he has very much put in our power the nearness of our approaches to it, is what I have steadfastly believed. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. I would rather be exposed to the inconveniences of attending too much liberty than those attending too small a degree of it. How much pain has cost us the evils which have never happened? If our house were on fire, without inquiring whether it was fired from within or without, we must try to extinguish it. No occupation is so delightful to me as the culture of the earth, and no culture comparable to that of the garden, but though an old man, I am but a young gardener. Advertisements contain the only truths to be relied on in a newspaper. The glow of one warm thought is to me worth more than money. A strict observance of the written laws is doubtless one of the high virtues of a good citizen, but it is not the highest. The laws of necessity, of self-preservation, of saving our country when in danger, are of higher obligation. I never submitted the whole system of my opinions to the creed of any party of men whatever in religion, in philosophy, in politics, or in anything else where I was capable of thinking for myself. Such an addiction is the last degradation of a free and moral agent. Walking is the very best exercise. Habituate yourself to walk very far. Christianity neither is, nor ever was a part of the common law. If I am to meet with a disappointment, the sooner I know it, the more life I shall have to wear it off. Were the government to prescribe us our medicine and diet, our bodies would be in such keeping as our souls are now. There is not a truth existing which I fear, or would wish unknown to the whole world. Dispositions of the mind, like the limbs of the body, acquire strength by exercise. No people who are ignorant can be truly free. Man is an imitative animal. This quality is the germ of all education in him. From his cradle to his grave he is learning to do what he sees others do. Everything is useful which contributes to fixing the principles and practices of virtue. Self-love is no part of morality. Indeed, it is exactly its counterpart. It is the sole antagonist of virtue, leading us constantly by our propensities to self-gratification in violation of our moral duties to others. The government that governs the least, because its people discipline themselves. Freedom, the firstborn of science. Nature intended me for the tranquil pursuits of science, by rendering them my supreme delight. But the enormities of the times in which I have lived, have forced me to take a part in resisting them, and to commit myself on the boisterous ocean of political passions. Of all machines, the human heart is the most complicated and inexplicable. A machine for making revolutions is doing precisely the wrong thing at just the right time. The object of walking is to relax the mind. You should therefore not permit yourself even to think while you walk. but divert your attention from the objects surrounding you. Nobody is better than you, and remember, you are better than nobody. It is the duty of every American citizen to take part in a vigorous debate on the issues of the day. Every generation needs a new revolution. Ridicule is the only weapon which can be used against unintelligible propositions.